Oh, Mary, but it's showdown time. Something's gotta go. Me or the plants.
But listen, can't you find some kind of a place for them?
I did. An empty store. But then I got to thinking, Mary, as long as I got the store, why don't I make it into a plant boutique? You know, with a name like Rhododendron. No.
Rhododendron, I remember that. Now, in the movie that's on Monday night on ABC, you guys both have daughters.
Right.
And I think it was great that you named your daughter Meredith, and you named your daughter Rose.
Right.
So it's Met and Ro again,
Yes.
but
I
it's
have
not
two
the
mares
same.
in my life.
The
Yeah.
same name. That's a really
Exactly.
clever thing, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the writers on Mary Tyler Moore were women, right?
Yeah, the wonderful thing was Jim Brooks and Alan Burns specifically brought women writers along. And I'll never forget, one of my favorite things that Mary and I did together in all those days was get into bridesmaids' dresses in very ugly tones of satin, looking like little Bo Peep, each of us. And the women out here know about not insulting your girlfriend and getting into a dress, right? And Jim Brooks always made the point. He said, you know, the women writers on the show are so helpful. He said, I know there is a world of comedy in my wife's purse, but I can't access it. He said, we're not good with that pantyhose and nail polish stuff.
Right,
so Treva Silverman and Charlotte Brown and a whole raft of Gloria Banta, Pat Nardo. There were a whole lot of women that came along. And I don't think before your show, Mary, were women writing comedy.
Oh, sure, they were, just not as well.
No, they weren't. And I know Charlotte Brown was the first executive producer of Rhoda. Absolutely, they were not in comedy. You had to have a cigar and an alpaca sweater and say, that's funny.
Yeah,
you know those guys?
Yeah. I thought that you were going to have Joe somehow come back in it. I don't know how.
This movie?
Yeah, I thought.
Well, we were divorced.
Yeah,
I know.
And the thing is, we don't want to do, this was not ever intended to be a reunion in that we're looking at the old series.
Right.
This is two beloved characters moving ahead.
Right.
Into something new, into the new world.
And facing the challenges that
Exactly.
face them now in their lives.
At our ages.
Right.
Exactly,
And
which is
Right.
great. The whole thing about you going back to work in a room
Yeah.
in journalism, and
Right.
people not hiring you, asking how old you are. It was really wonderful,
Yeah.
I think.
And you have to remember, too, that even though we were all very close, those characters on the show, they are friendships that are now close to 30 years old. You know, they are not necessarily a part of the ongoing life after you've left and gone to another state.
Right.
You know, they're in your heart always, but not necessarily in your actions.
Right, so you do see elements of Mary Richards and Rhoda Morgenstern, but they're different people because it's
Different
30
people.
years later.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But of course, we were grown up. We were 30 years old then, and we were formed. But Mary went on to be a political wife. Her
Right.
husband's a congressman. So she had a whole other life.
Yeah, that was
Mary
was
Richards.
great, that scene when the daughter asked if you're lonely. And
Yeah,
it
good,
was really-
thanks.
really we have a clip with the two daughters who met and Ro.
Oh,
and,
great.
take a look. Again, it's on Monday on ABC. Don't miss it. The Millionaire Network.
I would know you anywhere.
Mary, this is Meredith. Maya?
You are just lovely.
This is good for my self-esteem. I wish I knew you when I was 13. I couldn't fit my bat mitzvah dress.
Oh,
you were gorgeous.
Rose, come. Everybody, this is Rose.
Oh, look at this girl. You're beautiful. And you got your mother's metabolism.
Now,
Speaking of millionaire,
Yes?
I hear that you picked me on the air to be your lifeline, your, what do you call
Phone
it?
a friend.
Phone a friend.
Yeah.
How did you come up
you
with
want to know what happened? I didn't know Regis was going to ask me that, and he said, "Who would you pick as a phone a friend?" And I didn't know. I was like, "Who do I like?" Valerie Harper. I don't know. I just couldn't.
Because Aunt Edith from Saddlebrook called my sister Ginger, who's an attorney. She's not home during the day, but she got it through the family. The Cardlemis, the Daggetters, everybody
Everyone
on that
called
side of the
and told
family
you, yeah.
called and said, Rosie, she mentioned Val.
Are you a trivia buff at all?
Not for, I don't know,
Oh, no.
but I sure would try.
You would
I
try
figured
hard.
she'd call me because I would go to the mat trying to win you the $1 million.
Yeah. Who played the guy with the popsicle sticks, the accountant who was going to do her taxes? Who
Paul
played-
Sand.
Oh, Paul Sand.
Oh, well, there you know.
Oh,
so you're
yeah.
good. Then you're
Oh,
good.
sure.
You
I
know
just-
stuff. Do you watch The Millionaire?
Yeah.
Do you watch it, man? No, really. Yeah, you're not a TV person.
I do,
really.
sort of.
I'm a TV person, but I just don't like watching game shows.
Yeah.
It scares me to think, what is going to happen to television production, wherein you have a property that is creative and it involves actors, is going to all be game shows from now on if we don't watch ourselves very carefully.
Well, there are such good hour-long dramas now, too. I mean,
Yeah,
those are the
sure.
big, not only the game shows like the Ally McBeal, The
Right.
Practice, Third Watch. There's such great...
Right.
It's like there's a swing. There's like all sitcoms.
But it's
and
so
there's-
much cheaper to be able to produce a game show.
that's true.
You know, and I think since dollars have tended to run this industry for a long, long time, that this is a real danger.
But don't you think it's going to, the next ones are not going to do as well as
Well,
The
no, they
Millionaire?
haven't been doing it.
Yeah,
It's
The
like a
Millionaires,
phenomenon.
Also, I find it interesting to watch someone have absolute silence on television for a change.
Right.
Where there's really someone in what you call, I guess, no motion, just thinking, you know. It's great. There's no one's talking. There's nothing.
But-
There's no fast clips of music, and they're really...
People are watching it, but the people at home are making a lot of noise. You idiot, it's Steve! You know, like me. I'm screaming
That's
at
right,
the TV.
because you know the answers.
Well, I think I do, but
I would
frankly,
call
I'm not
you
that good.
as a secret
If
pal.
it's pop culture. You know, you were a question man.
Was she?
know.
Yes,
Were
you were.
What?
It was Who Could Turn the World On with a Smile. Too
Oh.
easy. Yeah, it was one of the 200.
But the guy missed it, didn't he?
No, he did not.
No. Okay. All right.
I would have had him here and had him publicly humiliated. It would have been a horrible